So, you got a rejection letter from grad school, and now you're gearing up for the 2026 cycle. Well, you've come to the right place. We're about to break down exactly how to take that no and turn it into your biggest advantage. Let's get into it. I love this quote because it just nails it. Reapplying isn't about weakness. Not at all. It's about showing that you figured out how the admissions game is played. And trust me, admissions committees have a ton of respect for that kind of grit. Look, let's be real for a second. Getting that rejection email stings. It's tough. And it is 100% okay to be disappointed, to be frustrated. But once that feeling starts to fade, we need to pivot. Because that rejection, it's actually the most valuable piece of data you will ever get. Right, so this is the absolute core of our playbook. We're going to stop seeing rejection as some kind of final judgment on our worth. Instead, we're going to see it as a data point. It's a signal that tells you exactly where the gaps were in your application, giving you a crystal clear roadmap of what to fix. Okay, now here's where things get interesting, and it might surprise you. Being a reapplicant, it can actually be a massive hidden advantage. The data shows that a second attempt isn't a long shot. It's a totally proven path to the winner's circle, even at the most insane competitive programs out there. Get this, a full 10% of every single entering class at Harvard Business School is made up of reapplicants. We're talking about over 90 students every year who were told no the first time around. They didn't quit, they got smarter, they got strategic, and they got in. That's not a fluke, that's a pattern. Now look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. In some hyper-competitive fields, like matching for an ophthalmology residency, the numbers can look a little scary. First-timers have a 75% chance, while reapplicants start at 43%. But here's the thing. Your goal isn't just to match their odds. Your goal is to build an application so strong, so compelling, that you blow that gap right out of the water. So, how do you do that? How do they pull it off? Well, they use that extra time to build an incredible profile. One study found that medical residents who took that gap year were more than twice as likely to publish research during their residency. You see, they're not just playing catch-up, they are literally setting themselves up for a more successful career down the line. And there's actually some super cool psychology behind why this is so effective. It's called the pratfall effect. Basically, when someone who is clearly competent admits to a mistake or a failure, it doesn't make them look weaker. It makes them seem more human, more relatable, and more trustworthy. An application that shows you fell down, learned from it, and got back up, that is way more powerful than pretending you've been perfect all along. All right, so where do we start? The first step, and this is non-negotiable, is to conduct a full forensic audit of your old application. You need to become a detective. Your one and only mission is to hunt down every clue and figure out exactly what went wrong so you don't make the same mistakes twice. First things first, you got to separate what you can control from what you can't. Sometimes a rejection had nothing to do with you. Maybe the department's funding got cut, or the professor you wanted to work with went on sabbatical. Those are extrinsic factors. But more often, the problem is intrinsic, a weak narrative, an essay that's full of cliches, and that is fantastic news, because those are things you have complete power to change. Okay, let's talk about the kisses of death. These are the application killers. Did your statement of purpose start with that classic, "ever since I was a child" line? Yeah, that's gotta go. Replace it with a sharp, vivid, technical hook that grabs them immediately. Does your CV just list your duties? No, rework it to show your impact. Increased efficiency by 20%. And for those outside factors, a simple, polite fact-finding email can save you from applying to a professor who isn't even taking students. See? Strategic remedies. Okay, audit's done. You found the weak spots. Now for the fun part, re-engineering your entire narrative. This is not about tweaking a few sentences in your old essays. This is a total rebuild. We're crafting a brand new, way more powerful story from the ground up. Listen, your new statement of purpose has to be like night and day different from your old one. And you know why? Because the best programs will often pull up your old file and compare them side by side. Your first essay was probably aspirational. This new one, it has to be methodical, it has to scream resilience, showing them exactly what you've done, what you've learned, and the clear path you're on now. This next one, this is a sneaky one. Letters of recommendation. Step 1, be brutally honest with yourself. Were your last letters kind of generic, or were they packed with specific, glowing details? Step 2, go back to your best recommenders and give them an update on everything you've accomplished since you last spoke. And step 3, and this is key, use this extra year to build new relationships with mentors who've seen your recent growth firsthand. And here's a huge point I want you to remember. This is not just about bumping up your test scores. Check this out.
One reapplicant got into Columbia Business School with the exact same GMAT score that got them rejected the year before. So what changed? They got a promotion at work, they deepened their involvement in the community, and they told a much, much better story. The narrative, the growth, that can be your secret weapon.
All right, we've got the strategy. Now let's talk about execution. Reapplying is a marathon, not a sprint, and if you're not organized, you're going to burn out. Period. You need a system. You need to achieve organizational mastery. So how do we stay on top of it all? I'm a huge fan of this framework called the second brain methodology. It's basically a system to stop your brain from exploding from all the information you're juggling. You capture everything you learn, organize it logically, distill it down to what really matters, and then express it perfectly in each application. It's a complete game changer for avoiding that soul-crushing fatigue. So what does that actually look like? What's in your toolkit? You need application trackers built for your specific field. You need spreadsheets that automatically light up when a deadline is approaching. You should be mapping out faculty publications to find that perfect research fit. And you need one central place for all your essay drafts and email templates. Remember, being organized isn't just a chore, it's a core part of your strategy. You see what's happening here? This whole process, it fundamentally changes you. You're not just another name in a pile of applications anymore. You are a mature, focused candidate. You're on a mission, and you have a proven history of turning a setback into a setup for a comeback. That is an incredibly powerful identity. And that right there is the crucial takeaway. The story of your reapplication process itself becomes one of your greatest assets. It proves your resilience, your grit, your strategic thinking. When you explain how you methodically audited your past failure and engineered a new path forward, you stop sounding like a student asking for a chance. You start sounding like a professional peer they'd be lucky to have. So at the end of the day, that rejection letter, it wasn't a stop sign. It was just a detour that forced you onto a harder, smarter, and ultimately stronger path. The only question is, are you ready to walk it?